Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay and welcome back to the second episode of this series, which I'm calling Ali Solves, where for now I'm just doing the New York Times crossword, but where in the future I may branch out to other crosswords or indeed other types of puzzles. And even though this is only our second episode, so there's not a large sample size so far, I can already tell you that today's episode is going to be a bit of an unusual one for a couple of reasons. Reasons which I already kind of alluded to in the previous episode. Number one, in the previous episode, I said that I'll mostly be doing Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday crosswords because those are the there are you know the bigger, the more difficult, and the more interesting puzzles, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, the later week puzzles, the Thursday being a bit of an exception because that it's kind of in the middle of the week, but it's the one puzzle of the week where you will always have, or almost always have, some sort of special trick to it. Anyway, I went over all of this in the previous episode. No need to rehash that. So, having said all of that, why am I doing a Monday crossword? Well, it's the reason will become apparent. The reason would have become, or like one hint would have been if you watched towards the end of the first episode and you noticed how what number my streak was at, having solved that Saturday crossword. And in between, yes, I did solve the Sunday one on my own, and so this is the puzzle after that. And the other clue is in the title of this video. So I know I'm being vague, I'm being coy, because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't figured it out, because it is going to be a cool little moment when it happens. That'll be once we've solved this crossword. So that's one reason why today's going to be a bit of an oddity, because of the fact that it's a Monday at all. And related to that, so the Monday is the easiest crossword of the week. I mentioned in the last video that I generally won't be speed solving on this channel, and largely that's gonna remain true, but like Mondays are so easy, like especially if you've been solving crosswords for a while, that often solving a Monday puzzle is less of a question of can you figure out the clues, and more a question of can you, like, how quickly can you fill it in, like how quickly can you write if you're doing it on paper, how quickly can you type if you're doing it on your phone or on a computer. And often the biggest difficulty isn't going to be some clue that stumps you, but especially if you're doing it online, that you made some typo somewhere and then you gotta look through and like figure out where it is. So yeah, that hopefully that won't happen, but anyway, that's the gist of it, right? So when I'm solving this, I'm not gonna be spending a lot of time reading the clues. I'm just gonna be, if I know it, I'll enter it, and just move on with that. And I think that's enough preamble. Let's just go into it. All right, world capital that wasn't built in a day. Obviously, Rome. Dancing Queen, it's gotta be this. It could be Aches. This actually I'm not sure about. Oh man, I don't know. Oh jeez. Okay, I think I'm correct. Man, what? Okay, so this has gotta be stem. Insult, that's gotta be roast. Oh, is it cup, mom? Or I don't, toupees or, oh no. What am I thinking? Rom-com. I was thinking the name. I thought this was maybe like the name of a specific movie, but then I was like, no, it's the genre. So cup, mom. What? I was like, maybe if that to me sounded like it could be the name of a like a what was it called? A humorous film about love. All right, all right. Let's just let's just move on. I will never raise your taxes. Okay, so something is gonna be. Okay. I know I've been kind of talking trash about Mondays being really easy, but this is actually more challenging as far as Mondays go. But no, what am I talking about? Muskets and that's okay. And then what's this? Like I was reading this, and then I like Kuwait isn't where Muscat is. So I don't even. Never mind. See, all right. Let's see. Expense Niels Jennifer Aniston. Thanks a lot. I assume you're into product. I don't even know what that is. Kind of tied is gonna be Neep. Prohibit is gonna be ban. Campaign. So why is this in italics? Because that seems pretty straightforward. Roars. Excite is gonna be arouse. Sue. That's an unusual. I mean, it shows up in crosswords pretty often, but it's an unusual thing in terms of everyday speech. Okay, hang on. GPA. Oh, the A of GPA. So, like that. Couldn't be Richard Gere. Boo-hooed. Couldn't be wept. Oh, wept. But, review. Okay, and then this is gonna be hair pieces. I'll be honest. This is one of the less easy Mondays that I've seen in a while. So this is gonna be something excuse. So promise, review, excuse. I'm not seeing a theme yet. This is gonna be something. Regrew. Let's go with that. UK sports car, Jag, I think, like Jaguar. This is gonna be something major. Absence, no tar, I think. Customer review. This is gonna be remarks. And what is this? I don't know who that is. Cosmo Kramer. Exit key is escape. This is gonna be tone. Exceptionally, uncommonly. This is gonna be tech. This is gonna be come on. Neo. Homework. Campaign. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Keanu, like long U maybe. This is gonna be NGO. Claim the victory. What? I'm not sure I even understand that clue. This is gonna be moon. Uncommonly, it was. This is gonna be no rhyme. Sweet potato yam, I think. Lion is Aslan. Oh, 1-1. Okay, now I see, but that's still a weird clue. This is gonna be lash. Slow-mo. Surgery souvenir is gonna be star. Can you? I think it's gonna be can you believe it? All right, let's be quick. This is the EPA. Yada yada yada. Top word is lid. Story fear is gonna be epic. Rare things from far away is gonna be exotica. Dizzy with rapture is gonna be swoon. It's gonna be core, I think. Social media menaces. Trolls. Trample. Run over. Are we sure this is rest? Yes. So it's gonna be this. I element is a sty, and this is a rope. And there we have it. And now you see the reason why I'm making a special video for a Monday puzzle, because this is the 666th puzzle in a row that I have solved in my current streak. And no, I wasn't specifically planning, like, this wasn't the reason why I started recording it. Like, I like, this might sound arrogant or whatever, but like, my streak has gone on so long that most days I don't even remember what specific number it's on. But then when I solved the first the Saturday puzzle for the first episode, and I noticed I was on 664, and I was like, oh, you know, we're gonna be on 666 pretty soon, so maybe I'll, make an exception, and I'll do one Monday just to see that. And so, yeah, that's basically the reason I did this episode. Now, obviously, this is gonna be a bit of a shorter episode because the puzzle itself wasn't that long. But before we go, so can you believe it? Let me at least figure out what the theme here is. A campaign promise, a customer review, and homework excuse. The implication is that the things said in each of these are often dubious and perhaps not to be believed on occasion. So yeah, I like it. Cool theme. A couple of tough parts, like with names of specific people, you either know them or you don't. This one again, claim. Yeah, that's a very. I'm not sure how else they could have phrased it, but this is almost Saturday level in terms of like you just gotta spend time parsing what the clue even means. that was the other one that stuck out, and then the rest of them were pretty straightforward. Yeah, good puzzle. But yeah, I guess since this is going to be a short video, rather than just ending it abruptly, I'll talk about a couple things. The first thing I'll talk about is, well, that I guess, in defense of Monday crosswords, I know, like, I've been talking trash about them, like, oh, they're too easy to do, but that doesn't mean I'm criticizing the fact of their existence. In fact, I'm glad that Monday crosswords are there. In fact, I'm glad that the New York Times, and I'm sure other newspapers that have crosswords do this as well, is that the difficulty cycles, like, it follows a set pattern. So in the case of the New York Times, the Monday is the easiest, then the difficulty sort of evenly goes up through the week, and then the Saturday is the hardest in terms of clues, and then you get to the Sunday, which is slightly easier in terms of individual clues, but made more difficult by the fact that there's, like, it's a much bigger puzzle, and then because there are so many things in it. Even if it's easy, there might be something in it that you just don't know, especially names of individual people. So I like the way they do that, because if every like I mentioned, for my channel, I'll mostly be doing the harder puzzles because I think they will make for more interesting viewing. But I like the fact that the week starts off easy and then gets hard, because then it kind of mentally prepares me for the hard puzzles at the end of the week. Because if every single day was a Saturday puzzle, or Saturday difficulty level puzzle, it would get exhausting after a while. So yes, even though I won't be doing too many Monday puzzles for this channel, I just wanted to mention that. Like I know, um, like I've been doing the crossword for 5 years now, and I really enjoy it. And I have a fairly long streak, but I'm not sure that I would consider myself like a super hardcore difficulty junkie kind of solver. Like, so, I still enjoy the easy puzzles as well. But there are difficulty junkies for crosswords, just like there are for any other thing. Like, in video games, you do have people like this as well, right? People who are like, they play Dark Souls and they're like, yeah, it's a nice game, but the only flaw with it is it's too easy. And then they invent, or like, they do things to make the game more difficult. Like, they'll invent extra constraints on an already, fairly difficult game, just to give themselves added challenge, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's good that there's an option. Like, there are places where you can go if you're the kind of crossword fan who only wants to solve difficult puzzles and nothing else. But for me, for my sake, I'm happy to stick with the way the New York Times does it. I think they have a pretty good system. The other thing I'll mention, and I guess it's worth mentioning while we're still early on in the series, is so you got to see how long my streak is in its 666th day today. So let me talk a little bit about what it even means to be on a streak. And it can mean slightly different things to different people, but the way I interpret it is this is the number of days that I have solved the puzzle by myself without any help. And the term without any help is another thing that can mean different things to different people. This is one of those where I've maybe put extra constraints on myself that other people might not. So obviously, I don't look anything up. That's a given, I think, for most people. But there are other things that I do because I don't even want to accidentally see the answer from a source that's outside of the puzzle while I'm solving it. And people might think that I'm being too crazy, too strict, but while I'm solving a puzzle, I won't go on YouTube because maybe one of the clues will be about some song, and I'll like a recent song, and it'll just show up in a recommended video, and I'll one of the answers will be spoiled for me that way. I also will stay away from my own bookshelf. I won't look at my own bookshelf while I'm solving a puzzle because one of the clues might be what is the author of this book? And I might own the book, but I might have forgotten the name of the author, and I'll want to force myself to remember it rather than just seeing it somewhere. I don't think like like on these two things I feel like okay, maybe there are other people who think I'm going too far and that you know you don't need to be this strict, but these are the little rules I've made for myself. Oh, and while we're on the subject of books and crossword puzzles, there are actually a couple of books that I bought specifically because I saw them referenced in crossword puzzles, and then I didn't know what they are, and then I looked them up, and they seemed cool, and yeah, that's just another reason why I love solving puzzles, because they can enrich your life in unexpected ways like that. Okay, I think that about covers everything for this episode. Like I said, short one, low stress. Uh, really, the main point was to get on camera the solve, and more importantly, the acknowledgement at the end of the 666-day streak, which cool. I mean, not exactly a milestone, but just a cool number for obvious symbolic reasons. And I guess while we're on the subject, it's possible that I might do a Monday crossword in the future, or some other day of the week that isn't a Saturday or a Sunday or a Thursday, if it happens to be like some major milestone kind of thing. So, my streak's gone on a fair amount of time. There's no guarantee it'll continue, but hypothetically speaking, if it were to get close to 1,000, then, and if the 1,000th one was on a Monday, yeah, then of course, I'd make an exception and I'd do another Monday. But that's something for the far future, like nearly a full year away. That's how far that is. Even assuming I can do 334 in a row, which is by no means guaranteed. But yeah, that's the other little note that I wanted to make. But yeah, I think that does cover just about all of it, and so it is time for me to end this video, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode of Ali Solves, and until then, take care.